Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on my favourite 5 Minecraft 1.12.2 mods. Some of these mods you guys may have seen before, some of them you may not have. This is an opinionated list, so keep that in mind, but without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so starting off the list at number 5, we have Dynamic Surroundings. This is a visual and audio mod that adds some cool new stuff to Minecraft. So, the first thing that we're going to check out is the different sounds. So when you scroll over different items, they will make different sounds. So we have the sword, we have our pickaxe, and you can hear that every time we change item, there is a different audio cue. And when we attach them. So different items will make different sounds. And as you can hear in the background, there is also some ambience. So if you can hear in the background, there is bird sounds chirping. There's different sounds when you're stepping. You can just hear an eagle or something then. And as you can hear, we've got armor on. And I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a chinking sound every time you move. So if we go over here to the beach, you can hear the water flowing. And every now and again you may also hear some seagulls to add a bit of ambience to the background. And now that we're down in the caves, there's more of an airy, flowy, ambient sound in the background. Of course, any sounds in this mod can be disabled in the configs. So I decided to come to the Nether, and the reason for this is because the Nether has soul sand, which makes some spooky laughing sounds every now and again. Now that night's fallen, you can hear crickets. Also, now if you go into a desert when there's a storm, you'll be hit with a sandstorm. And you'll get these little particle effects on your screen. Also, if you go into a snowy biome, you'll be able to find things such as auroras that will appear in the sky at night time. Overall, the mod's really cool. It adds a lot more ambience to the game that just isn't there in vanilla. It doesn't change anything game-breakingly, and it adds some cool visual effects and some sounds that just aren't in the base game and really should be. This mod with sound filters is a really good combination and makes things a lot more spooky down in the caves, but really cool all together. So if you guys are interested, definitely check it out. Okay, so number 4 on our list, we're going to be checking out the Treasure 2 mod. This mod adds some new world generation, as well as mobs and loot that you can find throughout the world, and is an exploration mod. It's really cool, and I love it. It's great for a more adventurous world, if that's what you want. And yeah, so here you can see that there is a little mast coming out of the ocean. There's another one over there. And if we go down, you can see it's a pirate ship. If we go inside, there are mobs And at the end, once we have defeated all of the mobs and destroyed the spawner, you can see that we can get to this chest. However, this has a lock on it. This mod adds some chests as well as locks into the game and various keys. These can be found throughout the world, and some chests may not have locks, which will provide you with keys, and some chests will have locks. So you can see here there is various locks with different rarities on them. There is also gems, metals, and all that sort of stuff. There's lockpicks, and yeah, so we are going to get ourselves an emerald key, because that's what this chest requires. We're going to destroy this spawner, just to get rid of them. And if we shift right click with the key, we get the emerald lock, and we are able to access the chest by right clicking. So here you can see we've got some gold coins, some charmed gold coins, which you can throw into different wells that spawn around the world. We have a thief's lockpick, we have a golden key, have another lockpick, and various other things, as well as a spider key. However, ships are not the only things that spawn, and sooner or later you may come across some graves with some cool particle effects. Some of these will have bound souls to them, which will spawn and attack you, but they only have a limited range, and if you go out of that range, they cannot attack you any further. So here you can see we've got an iron strongbox. It looks like it has a golden lock on it. Some chests may have more locks than one, so you can see here we also have a iron lock by the looks of things. So let's get one of those off, get the other one off, and then we should be able to access it. So we got some cake, we got another golden key, got some TNT, and lots of other loot, including some diamonds. Now sometimes these will generate above the surface, and other times you may be able to dig down to find even more. However, by the looks of things, this is not a grave site that actually has anything underground. So now we have a gold coin and a wishing well. Let's throw it in. And we got 5 silver coins back. Okay, we can throw these into the wishing well. And there we go, we got some new loot back. So we got a potion of strength, some cocoa beans, an ender pearl, a diamond key, and also a pilferer's lockpick. And much like I mentioned before, there are other various structures throughout the world. These are wither logs, which secrete this oozy stuff, which if stood in will give you poison for 13 seconds. So yeah, also these trees have some spooky faces on them sometimes, so little bit creepy, not gonna lie. But yeah, overall this mod is really cool for those who like adventuring through the world and finding some cool resources as well as some rare loot. And don't mind fighting off a few monsters every now and again, including mimics and bound souls. At number 3 on our list, we have Electroblob's Wizardry, which adds in a ton of spells to the game, as well as world generation and new mobs. Here you can see a magic tower, which will have a wizard inside. These wizards can be good or evil. You will be able to find chests, and also this altar that he is stood next to, which you can craft spells onto your wand, and also upgrade your wand. So, as you can see, this is the arcane workbench. You can make a wand and put it in the middle, and then put spellbooks around the outside that you have identified. Spellbooks can be found throughout the world in various chests and locations, and you'll also be able to mine out magic crystals, which will allow you to infuse mana into your wand. Of course, the more upgraded your wand is, then the more mana you will need for said wand. And once you have your wand enchanted with a spell, you'll be able to select by shift scroll wheeling and then right clicking to use the spell. Some spells will need a physical contact with a mob, others may need physical contact with the floor, and some may not need physical contact with anything whatsoever. So you can see here we have a low spell of magic missile that killed the pig. However, adding spells to a wand isn't the only way you can cast spells. You can also find scrolls throughout the world which are single-use spell casting. So here you can see we've got a scroll of ignite which has ignited the pig who is now running for his life. When you're out in the world, you may also be lucky enough to find tomes of arcana. These come in multiple tiers. The apprentice tier allows you to upgrade to an apprentice wand, and then so on until you get to master. So at the moment our wand is at novice. The next level is apprentice. If you've got one of these books, you can place it in the upgrade slot, click the tick, and it will now be an apprentice. Once you've done that, you can upgrade it again into advanced, and then into a master wand, which is the highest tier you can get. Each tier has more mana and will change the wand's look. The higher level the wand, then the higher level the spells that you can use. So spells consist of a different type and of a different level of usage. So you can see we've got some master levels, and we also have advanced, apprentice and novice levels. Of course, you have healing spells, different weather type spells, you have summoning spells, fire spells, casting spells. So we're going to put some higher level spells on this wand. And as you can see, you can stack up to 5 different spells on one single wand. So the first spell we're going to check out is Slow Time. This will slow time around the player within a certain distance, meaning that mobs will move a lot slower. And as you can see, it's got a little debuff on him, and he will float through the air. However, as you can see, the mobs at the back are not affected by this. This lasts for around about 13 seconds. And if you move towards other mobs, then they will slow down. So this is a radius effect. Of course, these are master tier level spells, so they are of the highest grade that you can get. So as you can see here, we're creating black holes which will suck anything within the vicinity into them and kill it. Of course, these won't suck up items, which is very useful, or XP. Fly, piggy, fly! Next we have Meteor, which will send down a meteor from the sky and burst the area into flames. This can kill mobs and of course do environmental damage, so you want to be careful. But if you want to make the next apocalypse, then of course you can. Next we have Spectral Pathway, which creates a little bridge around the player. It only lasts for a certain number of blocks. However, this can be very cool for making bridges across an area that may not exist. And then one of my favourite spells that we're going to be checking out now is Possession, which allows you to possess any mob within the game. So if you right click, you become said mob. So we're now a horse. We can run around as usual, and if you want to get out, then you can left shift. Of course, a horse is a 2-block creature, whereas if you wanted to play as something a bit smaller and get into smaller spaces, then you can do that as well as become bigger mobs such as Enderman. So here you can see we're a pig, so we could get into more cramped spaces such as a 1-block hole. And of course the pig is left unharmed unless of course you fall off the edge of a cliff and kill yourself. The wizards that you find around the world can be good or evil. The good ones will trade items with you as well as spells and things. Towers can be few and far between, but are really cool to find once you actually do find them. But overall, this mod is an amazing mod. It adds a ton of blocks, and a load of stuff that I haven't gone over, but I think you should check it out yourself. It adds a ton of wands, loads of new armor for spellcasting that enhance you, and just an absolute ton of new cool stuff that if you want to check out, then I would highly recommend. The amount of spells is unfathomable, and yeah, overall I would just say go check out the mod. It is really cool. It has a ton of expansions as well as a Twilight Forest one, so yeah, just go check it out. Okay, so next on our list we have Serene Seasons, a mod that adds 4 seasons into the game, each consisting of 3 different stages. You have early, mid, and late seasons. The mod also allows you to have a clock, much like the world clock, that tracks all of the seasons. And there is also a sensor that you can place on the ground, and depending how late in the season it is, will give a stronger redstone signal. So if you're early, then it will give a very low signal. If you are late, then it will give a very high signal. Each of the seasons changes how the world looks, such as the grass colour and the tree colour. So if you are in a spring season, then it will be more brighter and vibrant. Summer will be a fairly vibrant. Autumn will be a bit more of those autumny browny colours, and then winter is a more gloomy look. So another thing that this mod does is alters the climate of each biome. So if you are in, say, a meadow or grassland, then in the summer season it will rain. If it rains, then rain will come down. However, if you are in a colder season, such as winter, then it will begin to snow instead. Even though this mod doesn't change a lot, I think it adds more ambience to the game, it adds more progression to the world rather than having it just be a static one colour all the time. It goes with other mods such as Tough as Nails, and is just a really cool all-round mod even though it doesn't change too much to the gameplay style. I definitely suggest checking it out if you haven't, and play around with it. Okay, so at number 1 we have a mod that I've actually been showing off through this entire video. We have Biome Bundle O'Plenty. This is technically a mod that uses 2 other mods to generate the world and biomes. However, this on its own is like my favourite mod for 1.12 by far. I am a sucker for terrain generation and biome generation. This mod combines Biomes Aplenty and Open Terrain Generator to just make an absolutely beautiful world. The generation is brilliant, the biomes that you can find throughout this world are stunning. It is just my favourite generation mod of all time, I believe. I'm disappointed that you can't get this on more modern versions of Minecraft because Open Terrain Generator hasn't been updated yet. However, I'm really hoping that this does get updated sooner or later. Of course you have Biome Bundle for the more vanilla feel, however Biome Bundle O'Plenty is just the far superior version, I think, due to the amount of new content that this can add. Originally I tried out Biome Bundle and I wasn't overly excited about it due to it mainly using the vanilla features. However, this, I believe, just adds enough to make the world absolutely stunning. As I say, I've been showing this off throughout the entire video. If you like what you've seen of this mod and want to see some more, then you can always check out my spotlight that I've done on this mod. As I say, this is a fairly new mod compared to many other terrain generators and biome generators, and just some of the landscapes that you can get out of it are stunning. I've done a playthrough with this mod, and just like the mountains, the landscape, the scenery, the forests, everything is just brilliant. Also, this mod works with other mods such as Whirly's Caves, Young's Caves. It'll allow you to modify the cave systems below. Also, it does work with Serene Seasons that I showed off last. And it also works with a bunch of other mods. Of course, this mod is also made by the author of Biome Bundle, so expect to see some really cool generation as well as some wacky generation and stuff like that. People have asked me before if dynamic trees works with this. I don't believe so because of how the trees are generated, so keep that in mind if you like dynamic trees within your game. Overall, I would just say check this mod out. It is absolutely brilliant, it is stunning, and I've shown off only a segment of what this mod has to offer in this video. So definitely go check it out yourselves. I would highly recommend. This is my number one. And of course there is Biome Bundle, which I feel is a watered down version of what this mod has to offer. So we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, then please hit that like button. Remember that all of the mods that are in this video can be found in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, remember, subscribe, comment. I will take that into consideration, and depending how this video does, I may do some more in the future on the newer updated versions of Minecraft, as well as some other showcases and stuff, because I really enjoy doing these. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any ideas for future videos. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Pokepeel, and I will see you all next time. So until then,